My name's Jo Leek. I'm one of the health improvement managers within the public health team at Somerset Council. And throughout my short session, I'm just going to look at considering some of the findings from the Somerset School Survey and what we may be able to learn from what young people are telling us through this forum. So for those of you that aren't aware, the Somerset Health and Wellbeing Survey is often known as the SHAWS, and it provides a chance for pupils and students in Somerset to share their views and experiences in relation to their own health and wellbeing, and that's both in and outside of school or college. It takes place every 2 years and gives an opportunity for school and college students to participate in an online county-wide health and wellbeing survey. It is the largest of its kind in Somerset, and in 2023 we saw over 6,000 pupils and students taking part. Now, as with any data, it can raise more questions, but what it does show is a point in time for society and the children and young people that have taken part. Now, with the use of today's digital technologies and experiences, these responses could significantly change very quickly. And obviously, what we don't know is the experiences from those that have not responded within the survey. So we're going to be using this survey to take a deeper look at what we can see in relation to online experiences, such as how much time children and young people may spend online, online safety, and factors relating to their well-being. So here we're just going to have a look at using how UNICEF describes bullying. And we're going to be thinking about bullying as a wide concept, as within the school survey, we don't specifically ask about incidents of cyberbullying. However, we do capture feedback about online and safety experiences. So we're going to be considering what we can tell from all of this information. Now, I just want to highlight, and sort of threaded throughout this session, really, is this paragraph here that just shares how face-to-face bullying and cyberbullying often happen alongside each other. Cyberbullying leaves a digital footprint, a record that can prove useful and provide evidence to help stop the abuse. So it could be a key message that no matter how hard this feels in any one moment, you're not alone. This can be stopped. So what are some of the key findings that we can see from the SHAWS, Somerset Schools Health and Wellbeing Survey? Now, one of the survey questions asks, how much time did you spend using screen devices outside of school? And I'm sure none of this is going to come as a surprise to anyone, but just keeping in mind the amount of hours children and young people are in school, we do see an increasing amount of time spent using a screen device outside of school, with over a quarter of year 10 respondents spending more than 6 hours a day using a screen device outside of school time. Now, what we don't know here is how much of this is through homework tasks, or how much of it is downtime, or keeping connected with friends and family. So with all this time spent using a screen device, what are the experiences for our children? And the SHAWS survey asks, how often have you been upset by something you have seen or that has happened online? And we can see that this increases with age from nearly 30% year 2 to just over 40% by year 10. Who has sometimes or always been upset by something they have seen or that has happened online. Now, looking at the experiences a little deeper, we can pull out a few points from the SHAWS survey. So showing findings from the following points, and just wanting to stress that we don't know the content or context of these responses. They have all been taken as found. And the question here asks, during this school year, have any of these happened to you? And the top one here asks, other children threatened or harassed you online? And we can see year 4, 13% responded positively to this point, and that decreases to 11.2% at year 10. Now, it could be that this shows a positive shift in parental controls on devices. Like I said, we're not clear at this point of the content or context of these responses. The middle question point here asks, nasty messages about you were passed around or posted where others could see, and we see this increasing from 7.9% at year 4, rising up to 16.1% at year 10. The final point here is nasty messages about you were sent to you, increasing from 13.9% at year 4, rising to 23.2% at year 10. There continues to be a range of issues that are a worry for children and young people, and some of these may be reflected by the context of global, national, local, or family situations, and they're also relevant at the point of survey collection. We can see here that online problems remains at a similar level of worry across year 8 and year 10. Now, whilst this may not necessarily all be related to online use, children and young people are reporting they are not getting enough sleep. And with the amount of time children and young people are at school and the amount of time that they're spending on screens outside of school, it's not surprising that sleep is an increasing issue for children as they get older. There are many factors that contribute to a positive sense of well-being and resilience, and sadly we see here how well-being decreases as children get older. Now, we've just seen how young people report that they don't get enough sleep, and I'm sure we can all understand and relate to how sleep can significantly impact our sense of well-being. Now, moving on to safety. Feeling safe is a key aspect of overall health, and specifically emotional mental health and well-being. If we feel safe, we're likely to engage positively, have happy and loving relationships, and hold a much stronger sense of belonging and connection to the people around us and places that we go to. Growing resilience, all factors that help protect us. So looking at some of the impacts from bullying behaviours, by year 10, more children and young people have experienced bullying behaviours. There's also an increase across the ages of children who report they don't go to school, from 2.4% at year 4, rising almost doubling to 4.6% by year 10. Whilst reports of not wanting to go to school and feeling low remain fairly high across the age range. So where can we find a glimmer of hope amongst all of this? Well, we can all encourage children and young people to keep talking. And when asked who are you most likely to talk to about feelings or worries, parents and carers are top. It's crucial that parents and carers also know how and who to go to for support, and that children and young people feel confident to speak out, to seek help. Coming back to that message I said earlier about no matter how hard this feels in the moment, you're not alone. There is help out there. Now, we've seen increased support for whole school approaches within education settings, and we would encourage this same approach when considering bullying and cyberbullying behaviours, seeing this feature within policies and practices for all learners, staff and families. The whole school approach encourages us to view all the different parts and people across the education setting as one whole community, with each having a role to play in supporting each other, and at the very heart of that are children and young people. So if you would like to find out more about the survey findings from the last survey, I've put a link here and a link to our website above, and you can get in touch with us through our mailbox at the bottom. Thank you.